Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get those hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Okay. Hope y'all are very, very good. Sorry for the little bit of the delay. Sorry about that. Can't even talk right now. Have mercy. But, man, a lot of people are wanting to know what the heck is going on with this situation. It is some weird stuff. This is some wild stuff. What's going on? I also do have a little bit of an update for you guys on another case, which I'll be giving you guys in just a minute. But nonetheless, we got some craziness going on here. As we've been talking about it this morning, that's why I wanted to talk about it earlier today, because I wanted to get you guys up to date on this particular story. Like I said, there's a guy on the loose. There's a monster on the loose. And now there's going to be a press conference. What could that entail? We don't know. So we're going to find out very, very soon what's going on here. Okay. But I appreciate all y'all for filing in, being a part of the conversation today. It really does mean a lot. Do me a favor. All right. Do me a solid. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Make it scream out your name. All that stuff. React on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, that'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, crush that follow button on my Facebook page. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family on both platforms. That really, really mean a lot. Anyway, okay. We got some stuff we got to get into. It's kind of a little bit of a recap of what we've already talked about a few hours ago, but at the same time, we are on watch. We are waiting at bated breath for more information around this particular individual by the name of Danelo Cavalcante. Hopefully I'm saying his name right, but whatever. He's a monster. Okay, and this is what this guy looks like. All right. He's been on the run for about 8 days. Today would mark the 8th day. All right. And this is absolutely crazy. T. Williams, what's up, my brother? Okay, because I know you're in the Pennsylvania area. So this is only 30 minutes from me. Many areas are locked down with security checkpoints. Dag nabbit, damn right there's going to be checkpoints. Okay. And yeah, T. Yeah, he's the Brazilian Spider-Man or Venom. Really. He's more like Carnage. Like I said earlier, isn't Carnage the one? Hold on. I'm looking this up. Carnage. Spider-Man. Yeah. Ain't Carnage the bad guy? Like he's the bad guy, right? Ain't he? I'll pull this up in a second, but he's like Carnage. All right. But again, it has been 8 days since he escaped a prison. This is the same prison, mind you. This is the same prison that that somebody else actually disappeared from as well, escaped from as well. Now, let me pull this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Ain't it Carnage? Like this dude, Carnage in red. I mean, I know he's wearing, white and gray or black or whatever he's wearing as pants, but at the same time, ain't it Carnage? Carnage is not a good guy. Well, and of course, this is when we start arguing, right? About comic book lore, right? Superhero lore. I mean, Venom is an anti-hero. He's a bad guy, but he's a good guy at the same time, right? So anyway, left turn, okay? But again, let me remind you, this is the mother lover out here, kicking rocks out here in these streets, in these wilderness streets as we speak right now, okay? And we are waiting to hear from law enforcement on some new updates about what's going on here, okay? But speaking of updates, I do have a quick one for you. We now have found out that Carly Cardenza has been found safe. I just want to say that really quick. Oops. I just want to say that really, really quick. Yay to Carly being found safe. Okay? And it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't even be possible without each and every single one of y'all that shared the video, shared her name, hashtag her face, put her stuff all over the internet. I just want to say, as of the end of my most recent live talking about this case, I got news about her safety, about her being alive, and she is, or at least at the time when I found out, she was in police custody, or she was in the hands of police. Not saying that she was arrested or anything, but she is in the hands of police, and she is safe, she is okay, and she's about to be, or I'm sure she's been reunited by now with her family. She's been hopefully been reunited with her family. So they reached out to me, Bethany reached out to me just saying thank you, and wanted to say thank you to all you guys, because like I said, without you guys sharing the video, talking about her, putting her face and her photo out there all over the internet streets, all over these social media streets, I don't think that she would have been home as soon as she has been home. Okay? She's home and she's safe. So a whole bunch of purple heart emojis if you can in the chat. I'm very happy about that. I love when a plan comes together, okay? Especially when somebody goes home alive. And that's something to pat yourself on the back on, right? Guys, you all deserve it, okay? Especially those who put the time, the hashtag, and share, okay? So thank you. All right. Back into this story, okay? Now, let me make sure I got a few things here, because, there's just there's some thizzangs, and I know you guys have been tweeting the Carly story, which is great, with all this new information, okay? Let's see here. Let's see. Thank you. Wait, hold on. Now, I know there's a guy named Nick the Hat. I know a lot of you guys have been tagging me in that like crazy, just putting out information, letting people know. Now, the thing is I want you to know that this particular individual, this monster, has not, as far as we know, has not been arrested. Okay, he has not been detained. He has not been put in handcuffs. He has not been found as of what we know so far, leading up to right now. He may have been found, or he may have been arrested and whatnot by now, but we don't know anything of that so far. Okay, but in about 20 minutes, we're going to be hearing some new information from the police department. I'm just trying to get all this. Chester County. So apparently Chester County Police Department is going to be speaking out here soon. Okay. And we're still waiting to see when they put out their live. Okay. Which is good news. Hopefully we'll be hearing some good news about everything here. But real quick, just a quick reminder of everything, okay? Because I got the video, I got all this stuff. But again, this is a guy that literally scaled walls to get out of a prison. This is the same area that another convict used to escape the prison. And we've talked about it at great lengths, but at the same time, it is kind of ridiculous to me that they made a mistake. They found a hole, okay? They found a glitch in the matrix, and instead of actually fixing it, they just threw more barbed wire on this mug, okay? It is pretty bad. Now, I'm just going to show Nick the Hats feed, okay? So that we can all see this together, okay? But it says here, and this was this one was as of a few hours ago. He said, day 8 update, the search for Danelo Cavalcante continues and the tension is palpable. This morning, a cargo train was halted alongside Route 1, according to the residents. So police helicopters circled above as law enforcement conducted a thorough search of the train, causing significant delays in the area. I'll be heading down there shortly to gather more information and provide updates. So here's a few updates. New development, residents have reported spotting horses at the command center, suggesting that authorities may be expanding their search methods to include mounted units. Given the challenging terrain and dense wooded areas, this could be a strategic move to cover more ground efficiently. So this is all updates. Let's go a little bit more up to like maybe an hour ago. A renewed search effort has kicked into high gear in the vicinity of Longwood Gardens. Witnesses, let me just pull this up. Witnesses report that a helicopter recently landed in an area and deployed officers, perhaps members of the BORTAC, the Border Patrol Tactical Unit, known for specialized law enforcement capabilities. Officers have been strategically posted along Hillendale Road, marking a significant increase in police presence there. BORTAC arrived overnight under the cover of darkness to prepare for their mission. That's crazy. Okay? That's crazy that they have been like, they're getting real tactical with everything right now. Another one, a law enforcement source has informed me that authorities are now armed with unprecedented resources to bring this manhunt to a conclusive end. This is as of an hour ago, y'all. Hold on, let me make sure this is on up for you guys a little bit more. Okay. So he says that they are now armed with unprecedented resources to bring this manhunt to a conclusive end. The source stated unequivocally, if he's in the area, his next visit will be the prison or the morgue. That's nuts. It seems the net is tightening and authorities are extremely confident. According to the source, it'll be a busy day is all I can say. Hey, hey, eat some hay. Rhyme today. We gave him ample opportunity to end this thing peacefully. That opportunity is quickly disintegrating faster than ice cream in the desert. Crazy, y'all. That was as of an hour ago, 57 minutes ago. I've got a special guest who will chime in live today and give us an input on why this search was proven difficult, but will surely come to an end. I have a feeling you'll like the guest. We'll be live in an hour, going live in a moment from a scene. This was as of 6 minutes ago, but I'm told PSP isn't letting citizen journalists into the press conference. Not me. I'm there anyway. I'm not there anyway. But it's disturbing that they'd restrict access to a press conference to anyone amid a manhunt. This is very disturbing. Yeah, I don't get that. Why? I don't get that at all, too. Why they would hold them? Why would they hold him back, or other journalists as well, to be in the press conference? Now, maybe they have a some sort of update as far as or maybe they know that this guy has some sort of access to some sort of phone or some sort of device, maybe. But as we heard in that News Nation interview or conversation about Danelo or this monster, he'd have to, if he stole a phone, he would have to get access to get into the phone. So, or an iPad or any of the Android tablets or anything of that sort. He would have to have access to those things. And then, of course, if it was stolen, I'm assuming that whoever owned the phone would have had their services shut off with the quickness. So there shouldn't be any issues having press be in there. Yeah, Angel of Glass. Yeah, I don't know. That's the piece I'm still wondering about. I mean, at least this is coming from this guy's X feed, okay? But I am curious about that. Like, why would that even be remotely happening in this particular situation? I find that a little bit odd. Okay, but again, we're supposed to be having another press conference very, very soon, 13 minutes from now. And you got this guy, this monster. I'll show you his face again. Out here in these wilderness streets, allegedly. And from the reports that we're getting from Nick the Hat, okay, from his X feed, he's basically saying like, well, we don't have any, it doesn't seem like there's much development except more manpower, more law enforcement, more boots on the ground type stuff. But then again, maybe they have some new news that could change everything here very, very shortly. It's very odd. Hold on, guys. It is very odd. But that's the information we have right now from Nick. And then, of course, he had a brief live. I'll just show you guys what I mean. Where he's just he's just showing.
So I'm about to pull in. And let's see. You guys can see the command center from here. Let's pull to this side for a second. You guys can see the command center getting geared up. I can't go up on the grass over here, but watch yourself. I can't go on the grass, but that's the command center that's posting up. They have federal agents. So you guys can see that there are trucks that say police. I'm sorry that it's shaky, but I don't have the tripod set up in the car. So the command center is right over here, and that looks like where the tractor trailers are gearing up for something. They brought tractor trailers with a lot of gear, tactical vests, computers, all kinds of stuff that I'm assuming they're going to use in connection to the manhunt. Now, to our left, that road is closed with police presence. Yesterday, there was only one officer down there. Today, there are 5 that are blocking that road. And this command center looks like it's for the federal government and state government, not for any local law enforcement. There are a lot of federal agents in that area right now, but as soon as we pull in, the service goes away. So what we're trying to do is give you guys a little shot from here. And what I'll do is, if the service goes away when we pull in, and CERT just passed us, you guys can see CERT. CERT is heading into the command center. So that's that green van that you guys have been seeing, and that green van indicates the CERT team. Every time that green van is deployed, it's the CERT team that comes off. So right now, CERT has arrived to the command center. I'm unsure if that means that they are gearing up for an active search or if they're just going to do a push or a sweep through the woods. So again, we're at Longwood Gardens. The gardens are open today, despite the fugitive being seen here. I guess they have a reason to believe that he's not at the garden. So the command center is right here on the property. Now, yesterday, all of these roads were closed. This road was closed and that road was closed. That one is still closed. And there were police cars that were blocking this. So today there are no police cars or road barriers for that road. So it's open, but you could only stick around for about a minute or two before you're likely asked to leave. We're not going to pull into the command center for obvious reasons. So I'm going to try to go in closer for you guys to see. And if you don't see and it gets blurry and cuts out, what we're going to do is quickly grab a video, like a little bit, it's called B-roll, just to show you guys a general idea of what it looks like. Probably a 20-second clip. I'll put it up and then we'll go back live from another location. Likely we're going to drive around like we did yesterday and look for the best spot. So again, they brought in 30 agents from that BORTAC team overnight. They came under the cover of darkness, essentially, and they touched ground late last night, and they brought with them 4 Blackhawks that are here for the investigation. And
That's
the Blackhawks
crazy.
should be in the air within the next few hours, from what
They
I
ain't
understand.
playing.
Today is the day that they are really bringing in the manpower, and it's sort of unprecedented. The law enforcement that I know working this, I've never seen an operation like this. They've never seen this BORTAC team come to anything that they've worked on, and it's a very interesting elite group of agents that are specially trained, and they're primarily located in Texas. So these guys are with Customs and Border Patrol, but they assist law enforcement in high risk situations that have a very dangerous, it could be very dangerous to the community. That's why they're here. And they also want to make sure that this guy doesn't cross into Delaware. We're only 5 minutes from Delaware and about 10 minutes, as I said before, from the president's Delaware home. So if he goes toward Delaware, that might be a problem for him regardless, given the security around the home of the president. But they don't want him to leave this area. They don't want him to go to Delaware. So they are really zeroing in with every single resource. And I hear choppers. I'm not sure if it's a news helicopter above us, but they're really gearing up. And this is the longest I've seen them gearing up for. I mean, they're unloading tractor trailers and they're getting ready for something. So we're going to pull in right now. And if it loses, we'll be back in about 15 minutes, but I'll grab a video of it. Okay. So we're going to head in right now. Let's pull in.
Okay.
And if it cuts out, just be ready for it to cut out, just so you guys know. And yeah, they were searching trains this morning. And then, as you guys know, last night there was police activity. As we were getting ready to leave, a call came in from the command center. I got a text that said that there's going to be activity related to the investigation there. They didn't give me much information except for responding, and it's in connection to the manhunt. And it was on Fairville Road in Chad's Ford. Now, we accidentally beat the police to the location. And if that's NBC, it's showing, here's the command center. Keep going. Don't slow down like that.
Don't be too suspicious looking by slowing down that fast.
And turn around. Make a U-turn.
Man, they got everybody out there, man.
So you guys can see that it's, and that's the officers I'm talking about across the way. Did the service stay? Were you guys able to hear fine? Because if you were, we're gonna pull up and we're gonna park there for a second. Okay, so let's do that again. We're gonna make the left over the bridge again. So so it worked. Okay, so what we're gonna do then is we're gonna park up and we're gonna get a better shot. We just did a little loop, so we didn't raise any flags over there for them to ask us to leave.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that in a little bit, because I mean, obviously, this is all the information. There's only so much you can get from seeing it on the side of the road, but it does give you an idea that maybe they don't have anything yet. I feel like if they had something, this press conference would not be happening in the way that it's happening, if that makes any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like this press conference was already planned way ahead of time for 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's not like they instantly just said, "Oh yeah, we it looks like we're going to be catching him in a little bit, so let's just do a press conference at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time." No. So I feel like if there's any developing information, cool. Hopefully they're going to give us some information, but I think it's going to be the same thing as before. I think it's going to be like, hey, we're still looking for this dude. We don't know where he's at, so on and so forth. It's frustrating because we are all concerned. I'm very concerned for all my people in Delaware and in Pennsylvania as well, because this is not a good human being, and this is a very dangerous dude. Long story short. So this could very well be just another conversation of them saying, hey, here's what we have right now. This is still the same story. I'm hoping that's not the case, but anything's bloody possible now. I'm wondering, with the guy who actually escaped the first guy who actually escaped. I'm wondering, how long was he out for? Okay. How long did he get free? Did he come back in a bag, or did he come back and get more time on his sentence? I'm curious about that too. What happened to the first dude who got out, who inspired this whole situation? And the funny thing is as I'm looking at the they have not, it's about to go on in 3 minutes, and they have yet to do anything on their Facebook page. There's no live feed on their Facebook page as of yet. So I'm gonna see something here real quick though.
Border Patrol.
I'm checking Gisela to see if she's found it or if they've gone live, but it looks like they have not. So that's no bueno. That's no bueno. Hold on. Who else is watching this right now? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, nothing so far. No one so far. But there is more information. I know that there's been a few more things shared surrounding this situation. Let's take a look at this as we wait. And if you guys see it, let me know, okay? If you guys see the thing going on, just let me know. But it says, so this is what BORTAC will be bringing to the table. So these units will be required the following resources to operate in addition to standard USB-P training equipment. Okay, so tactical. Oh, let me show you guys. I'm sorry. So it says here, tactical uniforms, high-risk armor response vehicles, mobile command center, off-road vehicles or ORV, and ATVs, UTVs with required upgrades, lock boxes, off-road tires, and suspension. Like, they come in suited and booted. They come in straight up suited and booted. Damn right they should be. Okay? Damn right they should be. But still, damn, they coming in ready. Specialized equipment for BORTAC, high-risk operations, precision weapon platforms, breaching equipment and supplies, night vision devices, of course, and thermal imagers. Annual training and certification courses, including the annual selection and certification course, required annual mission essential task list training, and specialty programs, training, ergo precision marksman observers, breachers, and canines, and specialty communications, satellite communications, equipment, data planes, and wireless mesh networks. They are coming suited and behooted. Okay, guys, they ain't playing around. Let me refresh this to see if it's up, because it's about that doggone time. Looks like it is finally here.
In the area.
Come on. Let's see if it works for me.
To as swift of a conclusion as possible. I'd like to provide the media and the public an opportunity for some insight of the scope of the operation that we've put in place. Following the press conference today,
I hate when it does this.
I'll provide you all
I really hate when it does.
familiarizing themselves with the photograph and description of Cavalcante.
So in other words, they still don't got nothing. Let me see if I can change the. Yep. Let me change.
To check
this.
security cameras they have, and to call us immediately if they believe they may have seen him. Again, we ask Cavalcante is considered extremely dangerous, and there is a reward excuse me, of up to $20,000 offered for information leading to the capture of Cavalcante. Anyone with information is asked to call our tip line at 717-562-2987. 717-562-2987. I continue to thank the community for their support and for allowing us the latitude to do our jobs while they deal with what I know are extremely stressful circumstances. We appreciate you all more than you know.
Nothing.
And I wanted to also, because we've had a number of inquiries, I mentioned an injury to one of our tactical dogs the other day, Loki, and I wanted to provide you all just a brief update. He is doing well, has been released from the hospital earlier today, and is expected to make a full recovery and return to work within the next week.
Right on.
And with that, we will be happy to take any questions that you might have.
Can you provide some details of the Longwood Gardens event? We saw the helicopter drop very low right off the deck and seemed to try to spread the underground.
So an individual reported that that he had seen someone matching that description, and he provided us a location that he had seen them running through that area, and so searchers have gone to that area. We're using people on foot. We have horses out there as well that are assisting with the search, tactical teams, and of course the aviation assets that you mentioned.
How big is that area? How close is this search to that trail camera location?
It's not very far from that location.
Which schools were removed from the search?
That was the Greenwood Elementary and Chadds Ford Elementary.
So how big is this radius now that we're looking at? I mean, initially it started within that 2-mile radius, then moved to Longwood, then it was sort of east. Can you give us just an exact distance that you're searching over the entire?
Yes, so it's about an 8 to 10 square mile
area
that we're looking at right now. It's a couple of miles across.
Just wants to be sticky.
But the total.
He was actually at Walmart in East Marlboro Township. There was reported sightings there.
I'm aware of that report, and we do not believe that was him.
And given foliage, have you all been looking into stormwater management within these neighborhoods? And then also, have you been going door to door in various neighborhoods for welfare checks?
Yes, to all of those. It's been a very thorough search.
Do you have a strategy for preventing him from escaping via Brandy Line Creek, which runs all the way to the Delaware River?
We do.
Can you elaborate on that?
No.
What time was the sighting you're longer reported?
Just before noon.
Today.
Yes.
Colonel, do you still believe he's within this 8 to 10 mile perimeter that you set out?
I have every reason to believe he is still within that perimeter. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us why you have every reason to believe so?
We have had no sightings outside of that area. We have maintained as secure a perimeter as we possibly could. And then as recently as today, we have another reported sighting.
What are the current sides of your perimeter?
So it is off by Hillendale, and on the west by 52.
Colonel, how much bigger is this perimeter
Come on.
today than say?
Anything new on that?
I do not have any evidence to that effect, sir.
With the mushroom
I'm sorry, just
festival return.
Thermal cameras at the prison that may have been heated or would not have been working at the time of Cavalcante's escape?
I couldn't speak to what effect anything would have on the cameras at the prison.
Can you talk about the effect on the law enforcement members on the ground with the heat working through the day?
Oh, it makes it very challenging. Certainly all of you have been out in this weather, high temperatures, high humidity. They're wearing, uniforms with bullet-resistant vests, carrying a lot of equipment. It certainly adds to the challenge. With that said, I have not heard a single complaint, and I believe our people are up to the task. But
Did they get some break time, cool down time, water breaks?
Someone needs it, we absolutely get them some rest. But typically, what we've been doing is we're transporting fluids, food, those kinds of things to sustain them and keep them well hydrated out to their locations. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much. Two questions here. The Mushroom Festival returns for the 28th year in Kennett Square.
Hold on, guys. I got something a little bit better.
Our law enforcement, state agencies, federal agencies working very closely with local police to ensure that
Sounds crap, but
escape
it's
will
better.
not go towards the borough, because some people are planning not to attend this year due to the escape convict, even though he has not been spotted there. So any thoughts on that?
Well, we're working very hard to capture the escaped convict and not allow him to go anywhere.
And then
But along with that, yes, we are well aware of that festival, and we are working with authorities, a number of authorities, law enforcement, emergency management, and so forth, to try and make sure that people feel very safe at that festival.
Yeah, and last question, in terms of how technology has changed from 1999 when Norman Johnson escaped, he was here for about 3 weeks in Chester County, again back in 1999. How has technology changed that is supporting your efforts to find him? Any thoughts on that?
As with your cell phone, it's changed dramatically in that amount of time. And so we take advantage of some of the latest state-of-the-art options that are available. And so when I've mentioned here before, we use a wide array of technology. We have a number of federal partners here with us that I've talked about previously. All of the assets of all of our agencies are brought to bear.
If Mill Creek Road is the eastern perimeter, how did you decide to remove Chatsford Elementary School from the search area?
We carved it out by putting additional officers around there. We cleared that property and then put officers around it so that we could carve that piece out.
The property at the school?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Colonel, as you know, another prisoner escaped earlier this year from Warren County.
Yes.
Was found some days later hiding out in the woods. So it seems like there's sort of a parallel to be drawn here between the two different types of manhunts. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on how that situation compares to the search now, and if there are sort of like differences between the two that explain challenges.
You know, and those are two of the more recent, this one and that are two of the more recent examples that we've had. There are similarities between any situation for a manhunt like this. So we try to learn something from each of those incidents that we handle, take from that how to run a smoother operation. Our partners in many cases are the same. In fact, some of the people that are here from the federal agencies are some of the same teams and resources. I was on the Warren County search as well. So there's some of the same resources. Again, all of us take lessons learned from it. We adapt those to the different circumstances we find. And, you know, there are different challenges with every particular search. If we moved 20 miles down the road, there would perhaps be some different challenges than what we have here. We would adjust to those. Yes, sir.
There's some speculation that maybe the heat-seeking technology, thermal imaging technology we use is not working because it's so hot. Is that correct? Is all the technology you're using in that regard working the way it should because of the heat?
It is.
There's no
Weather can certainly have an impact on it, but it does not take that technology out of the game at all. At times, to use the example of thermal imaging, you can get some additional hotspots, rocks, different things like that can cause a hotspot, but it requires you to check a few more things, but it does not diminish our desire to use it.
Are you concerned that he is growing more desperate and yet more dangerous the time that he spends out in this weather and being hunted by you?
I believe he becomes more desperate. I believe he has always been very dangerous, and I've said that from the start. He's already murdered 2 people, one in Brazil and one here in a very brutal manner. He's a very dangerous individual, and he remains so.
Now, is this the eighth confirmed sighting, or are there more? And can you kind of walk us through those 8? Because it seems like he's going back and forth, or are we out of order on the sighting?
I don't have all of those other sightings here in front of me, but I can get that for you. We can talk about it another time. But yes,
The
it
8 is correct?
yes, sir, it would be 8.
What about homes? We know you've checked some homes before. Are you going back and rechecking homes? And if nobody's home, what are you doing? Are you checking your relatives just to make sure he's not in there?
We are checking homes. We're talking to neighbors if we don't find somebody at that home, and then each one is handled on an individual basis. We typically can check, tax records, county records, to try and find an owner if we're just completely unsuccessful. But the biggest thing we look for immediately while we're there is any sign at all of forced entry. And we have found some open homes, and in those cases, we try to obtain permission. Otherwise, through exigent circumstances, we can at least make sure that that home is not occupied by him.
Is there indication that he's gotten into any of these homes? I mean, we've had people contact us saying they believe things have been taken or moved. On your end,
I have not been able to confirm a single case to this point. It doesn't mean he hasn't, but I have not been able to confirm a single case.
Word.
That was downstairs when they were upstairs. The family that said that they put the
Yes.
lights.
Yes.
That's not a confirmed like entry.
I don't doubt that someone was down there. I cannot confirm that it was him.
So that doesn't count in your 8.
Have additional special forces arrived, sir?
We have had tactical teams from all over the country come in and continue to come in. We have some additional resources that are arriving today, and part of the team arrived yesterday and will arrive today, and will become operational by tomorrow. So one of the things when I talk about after the press conference being able to give you some additional insight of how we can do this, we'll have an opportunity to talk about some of those teams tomorrow and give you some idea. I think, and I'll come back to some of your questions here in a minute, but I think what I would like you all to see is that there is an amazing operation going on here. There's a collaboration between local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. This is not simply a situation where we have a police dispatcher sitting and taking a call and dispatching a police car to go and follow this up. It is a very sophisticated, well-staffed operation that I believe, again, when you have an opportunity to see some of that, there are some portions, obviously, that I can't show you everything, but I think you would have an opportunity to see enough of it to truly come away with an understanding of the effort that is being made to ensure that we end this as quickly as possible, to ensure the safety of the community. We absolutely understand their concern. I get it as a parent, why other parents are concerned about their children going to school, playing in the yard, all of those kinds of things. Again, having been involved in a number of these searches, it is the same with every one of those. And we want to end this as quickly as possible. We'll throw every available resource at it to do it.
You still have a sense of
What's your confidence knowing that he's going back and forth from the same places again and again? What does that do to bolster some morale out here? Does it bolster? And what does that mean for your containment area?
There is no impact on morale, as I said a few minutes ago. I have yet to hear a single complaint. I interact with our people. We have shift changes where we brief out, outgoing troopers and officers. The morale is high, and I talk to them when they come in after a lengthy shift and working in these conditions. Morale remains high. These are people who are volunteering to come here, many from out of the area, who are volunteering. They're in the case of state police, they're being paid. So I don't mean it to sound as though they're just volunteers, but they are asking their commanders to send them here. That's how high the morale is.
Any sense of where he's going now, and then can you confirm that there was no equipment failure at the prison as it related to any heat that may have impacted any of the cameras or technology there that aided his escape?
I cannot speak again to the technology at the prison. That is not my focus at this point in time. My focus is on capturing him. There is an ongoing investigation there that I'm sure will reveal if there was any kind of a failure, or whether it was a failure of an individual or a group of individuals. That will all be determined and acted on appropriately. But for right now, again, the priority for me and our focus is on getting him back into custody.
Well, you do have a sense of where he's going.
I have some ideas. Again, I can't get inside his head. I wish I could. I wish I
No
could
kidding.
right to where he is. So we use our experience, we use the information that's available to us, and then we also use any number of different techniques to try and push him, to try and get him to make a mistake,
Mhm.
detect that mistake when it occurs.
Was there a search of a train?
Just 1 second, the gentleman back here.
Can you explain why you can't just have this perimeter and then squeeze in and get him? Obviously, it's not that simple. You would have done it, but
Yes.
why doesn't that work?
For a number of reasons, it doesn't work. First of all, it's not just a perfect open piece of land that you can just march through. You've got businesses, residences, highways, hills, valleys, wooded areas that can't be pushed through. The number of people that it would take to contain that area and be able to walk shoulder to shoulder through that area and squeeze, and the amount of time that it would take, it's just simply not realistic to do that. If we were talking about, one city block or something like that, it would be a different story. It's just too large of an area to be able to squeeze in and push like that.
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel, could you provide an estimate as to how many personnel are currently at Longwood Gardens trying to track this guy down right now? And what tactics and what technology is being used at Longwood Gardens?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't speculate. It'd be a large number of people. We don't break the perimeter, so we're not moving every single person there. We want to keep the perimeter secure while we move response teams there. And so I mentioned, tactical teams, aviation, mounted detail, some other foot searchers besides the tactical teams, canines. All of that is brought to bear. In terms of the specific number, I couldn't give that to you off the top of my head.
Searching at night still confirm the account of the man who said he broke into his house.
I'm sorry.
There was a report of the man that said that
Yes.
he broke into his house,
Mhm.
and also whether he used bloodhounds.
We are using tracking dogs. And yes, I believe the account that someone broke in, I'm saying I can't conclusively prove.
Has he
Yeah.
left any traces that you have found? Traces of anything, traces of clothing, food?
Blarg.
The one in Western Pennsylvania campsites, has he left any traces at all?
We have not recovered anything that I can conclusively say was his at this point.
Lieutenant Colonel, there was a lot of speculation yesterday about his training and survivalist. A few years back, you led the search for Eric Green in the Poconos. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between that search, which went on for about 48 days?
Again, as I said earlier, there are a lot of similarities between any of these searches. The difference there was the level of violence. We knew Freen was armed. And so both very violent individuals, very dangerous
Right.
individuals.
Extremely.
The difference is with Freen, you're hunting for a person with a rifle that will penetrate the body armor of any of the officers that are out there, and did penetrate the body armor of the corporal that he killed. And so it brings a different dynamic to that search. But there are a lot of similarities in the search as well. And again, that's where I tell you that we try to take lessons from all of those and bring those to the next job.
So Longwood Gardens is west of 52. Is that outside your perimeter? And I believe today was the first day it was open. Was it
Yes,
open?
Longwood Gardens proper is out there. They have additional property that is within the perimeter, and it's in the vicinity of that I'm speaking.
And was that area was not open to the public today because it was inside the perimeter?
I can't speak to whether Longwood Gardens had that piece open or not. There wasn't anybody in there.
So not all of Longwood Gardens is in the perimeter,
Correct.
Do you still have men searched that night?
Yes.
Lieutenant, this is a question maybe for the district attorney or the chief. Neighbors adjacent to the prison spoke to us today about their concerns for their safety, not the first time that someone escaped from the prison, but now the second time. They are curious about alerts. In May, they're on record today saying that in May, there was no siren, there was no warning. I know you don't speak for the county, but as the chief law enforcement officer for Chester County, how can you assure these neighbors that they're not everyone for themselves out there on the property?
So I understand that alerts do go out. The first prison escape in May, he was captured within 5 minutes, is my understanding. So I don't even know if there was a time for an alert to go out, but I don't know that information conclusively. They are sending out alerts repeatedly through reverse 911 calls, and they keep expanding the perimeter and a radius to where they send those locations or those notifications. So they are on high alert, and those communities that are affected immediately are alerted right away. So I know that the time frame is very rapid from when they are alerted and until when they have an incident.
Concerned that, I mean, I know it's under investigation, but this is supposed to be a facility that holds in these dangerous people, this guy's convicted of murder.
Absolutely. This is an outrage. This should have never happened. You know that I was the prosecutor who was assigned to this case, and I helped convict this man, and he was sentenced to life without parole. We're all upset. We're all concerned, and there will be a thorough investigation, and that will be made public at some point.
District Attorney Ryan, can you speak to the victim, Deborah, for a moment, and her family, and assuming that the family has protection right now because he's not near them?
They do have protection, and they are terrified. They haven't left their home. They're barricaded inside and very concerned about their safety. We do have police detail around them 24 hours a day, but I know they're very, very worried. He will not be going back to Chester County Prison.
And when captured, what charges might he face? I mean, what's the difference from a criminal liability?
He's charged with escape right now. That's a felony.
Where will he go? It's not just
He'll go to a state correctional institution.
the one that he was.
Okay.
He hadn't been assigned to anyone yet. He was on the way to Smithfield to be assigned to another location. No, we're not focusing on that right now. Our primary mission is to get this guy in custody. That's where all of our attention is focused at this moment.
Your office answered a motion seeking a retrial or a resentencing for this defendant, Mr. Cavalcante. I know the judge denied it, but did your office have a response to their pursuing it?
Okay.
We did not respond. The judge decided that on his own. Yes.
Just a follow-up question for Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. We talked to someone who
I think it's about done now,
himself to enter into
or should be.
and look for Cavalcante. Obviously, someone who is careful to answer this case. What is your message to people who may think that they would be empowered?
First of all, they have no authority other than that of a private citizen to do it. They are risking drawing away law enforcement resources because someone else may see them and report them, and we end up having to go investigate that and draw resources away. So I would ask them not to do it. I can't prevent them from doing it, but they have no authority and run the risk of, depending on what action they take, getting themselves in trouble.
Just to confirm that the most recent sighting you said was at Longwood Gardens, but it's not Longwood Gardens.
No, I said it was in the vicinity. It was near Longwood Gardens. Yes.
In the vicinity of the property, that's not the primary Longwood Gardens property.
Yes.
Additional information.
Yes, sir.
Is it Longwood Gardens property or near Longwood Gardens?
I don't know, sir. I wasn't out there personally on that one. It was in that vicinity. I just know where the report was. It was very close to where the camera was, which was on Longwood Gardens property.
What would you say to those who say that he's winning right now? It's 8 days. He's up against hundreds of your people. You've got technology. He's got barely nothing to eat, and you can't catch him. He's winning so far, not you.
Well, we've chased people for a lot longer than this, and ultimately
Trying to get a rise out of the.
as I've said before, we're not going anywhere.
The
we
hell?
will eventually capture him, and when we do, he's going to prison. I don't consider that winning.
No kidding.
Near the area where he was spotted by the creek, who were concerned that bloodhounds weren't being used and that essentially had been anyway lost in the creek itself. Are bloodhounds part of what you're using to try to track them?
I don't have bloodhounds at this particular scene, but I've got other tracking dogs that we have confidence in, and I'm told can perform in a very similar manner. And by the way, we have them from a number of agencies as well.
Just to clarify, so the heat isn't impacting any of the tech that you're using to search for him day and night?
Correct.
Is there any reason, I asked this yesterday, I'll ask the same question, is there any reason to believe he's getting or gotten help from anyone outside of jail?
It's something that I am always concerned about, but I'm not prepared to discuss that in any further detail at this point. We are always looking for that, and we continue to look for that, because even if it doesn't happen at the beginning, it sometimes can happen at a later point in hunt. And so it's something we're always aware of, but I'm not prepared to discuss it any
There was a
further.
report that there was a train stopped and searched in the area.
There was a train that was stopped there. The railroads have been cooperative with us for the most part. What they've been doing is stopping at their normal stop, and we can utilize others for surveillance to make sure that no one else boards the train, so that we don't disrupt the train traffic. No, I don't. There have been a number of trains over the last several days that have come through there.
Does he have relatives in, this was brought up yesterday, and I don't remember the answer. Does he have relatives in Maryland who he may be trying to get to? Something I've heard, but I can't, speculation. Does he have relatives in Maryland? Does he have relatives near here who he's been trying to get to? Tell us anything about what you've talked about?
He has relatives in the general area here. Offhand, I'm not familiar with anyone in Maryland. If he's trying to get to those, I wouldn't be able to tell you that at this point.
Have you spoken to them? Have you tried to get cooperation from them?
We have spoken to relatives.
They need to wrap this up. My Lord.
Yesterday you said something about, you still believe he's heading south, but you couldn't elaborate on that. Can you go further today?
No. Okay. All right. Again, thank you very much.
Okay.
For
They're
your
just
help in
asking
getting this
stupid
word out,
questions.
keeping the public informed.
Come
And,
on.
We'll talk afterward here about tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I want to keep it real, y'all. I mean, there was just a lot of questions that were nothing, that pertain to nothing. I get it. There's no such thing as stupid questions. Some of the questions were important that pertain to the actual situation that we're going through right now, or what, the state of Pennsylvania and possibly the state of Delaware is going through right now. But honestly, the rest of the stuff, like, there was one moment, like, you're really trying to get a rise out of the dude? Like, for real? You're trying to get a rise out of him? Why? That's just stupid. So you can make a headline? So you can get him passionate? So you can suddenly go, oh, breaking news, the chief of police got very upset and had some very heated words to say during this recent press conference. I mean, stop, y'all. Just stop. Oh, my Lord. I'm sorry. I just don't have time for that BS, okay? And I'm sitting here going like, yo, they've done this. These are the same questions that they've been asking over and over and over again. He keeps saying the important questions that they're asking. He's not answering any of those questions at all. And that's it. There's only so much you can do. They don't have everything yet. They don't have him. Most importantly, he is still out here in these streets. And that's the piece of information that we all should give a damn about more than anything else. It's like, do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Like, just stop asking stupid questions. Ask the important ones and let's kick on with our lives. You know what I mean? They need to get back out there and do their damn job and find this monster. But asking all this elevated crap doesn't solve anything. Damn. That's so frustrating to me. I'm sorry. It's just like near the end, it was like, this is a waste of time. They need to be out here solving the case. Okay? Sherlock Holmes needs to be out there solving the case. Not this. Well, I like long walks on the beach. Like, no one cares. Just get to the story. So, what we have right now is this monster still out here in these streets. They are doing everything, as you already saw, like a whole bunch of Blackhawks are showing up. They are suited and booted. We are already talked about the laundry list of things and equipment and tactical gear that they're using to go and find this monster. Now, the thing is the question is he in Delaware? Has he crossed state lines? Or is he in Pennsylvania still? That's what I'd like to know as well. Let me see this really quick. I got a couple super chats, or a super chat and a members chat. But the thing is the main takeaway from all of that BS is that they're still doing their work. They're still working tirelessly. They're still doing everything they can to make sure that they get this man as soon as possible. Because at the end of the day, this is a very, very dangerous, volatile, violent individual. And I'm sure if he had no problem doing that to his ex-girlfriend, he has no problem doing that to a regular stranger out here in Pennsylvania or possibly in Delaware. They're literally sitting here saying that they're going to wait out and see if they're basically going to wait out and see if maybe he gets hungry or gets really, really thirsty. Because let's be real, he's out there by himself in those streets. Time is on police's side. As long as he's in the area, as long as he's not like running around breaking into people's homes, only time will tell where he just can't take it anymore, where he either passes out or he actually goes and is like, just take me in. I can't do this. I need food. I need water. I need sustenance. Okay. But real quick, Mimi, thank you so much for being a member for the past year. Yo. Gang, gang, gang. Thank you so much. And in your members chat, hey, Pascal, Raven, Debbie, Tyler, and fam. What's up, girl? How you doing, Mimi? And again, Mimi, thank you so much for the $1.50 or 150 Swiss francs. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. It really means a lot. Melanie on Facebook. Let's see what she had to say. He is illegal and he is not alone. He has others helping him. He survived gangs in Brazil and street life. Well, given the fact that he survived on the streets and all that, and yes, I understand that he's not here legally in these states, doesn't automatically mean that he's getting help, though. Because if he was getting help, he wouldn't be out in these streets, out in this wilderness, if he really is still in the wilderness. If he's still in the wilderness, he's not getting help from anyone. If he's out chilling somewhere at someone's house, then damn right, yes, he's getting help. But I don't think he's getting help at all. I really don't think that at all. But anything's possible. Anything's bloody possible. You got to remember, this guy crawled out. There were other inmates that knew that he was going to leave. Maybe some COs as well. We don't know. We don't know how inside this inside job was. But let's just put on the speculation hats for just 2 seconds. There's a good possibility that maybe he's like, I need to get out of here. And maybe an inmate knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody and said, hey, I got this person, this. All you got to do is get out of here, go this way, take the, and there's a path. And you go to this house and lay low. Maybe he can have inside help for a couple packets of ramen noodles and a tube of toothpaste and a new toothbrush and a pack of cigarettes. Maybe he can get a whole lot of information on how he can get the hell out of here and lay low somewhere. So that could very well be the situation. But him getting help somewhere through the people that he knew in Brazil, like gang-related stuff, Brazil-wise, I doubt it. But the fact that he did what he did to his ex-girlfriend, he's nuts. Sorry, but that's the only way I could say it. He's a monster. He crazy. Okay? And yeah, Blue Peach, he straight up did parkour. Okay? Straight up parkour out the prisione. That's insane. So, Kay said this too. That's a possibility too, where he has help from outside gangs. If he didn't have inside help, I think it's a combination of both. Okay. And they probably gave him a box of Cheez-Its, some granola bars, a really nice plush robe. Let's not forget that too. And some TP. Let's not forget that. And he's got a balding redheaded dude named Claydish helping him out in those woods. That right there, dum dum dum. You know what I mean? Teeth missing, just wrecked with meth. You know what I'm saying? And the girl feeding him the box of Cheez-Its like he's a god, like grapes in his mouth while she plays with his hair. Carly Russell. But anyway, Mimi, thank you again for the 95 Swiss francs. I appreciate it. Oh, and Bill Boy's mom, thank you so much for the $1.50 Canadian. I appreciate it. Seriously, just feeding him the Cheez-Its like they're grapes, as if he's like a Greek god, drinking wine and eating a leg of a boar. You know what I'm saying? Anything's possible. In the world that we live in now, anything's possible. So yeah, he may have had a plan outside of the prison. As soon as he got locked out of there, he may have hopped the thing, ran out there. He just had to deal with finding the place, finding the rendezvous or the house that he's going to lay low in, and then he did said thing. That could very well be it. I don't know. I really don't know. You know what I mean? All we know is that the cops are still trying to get this dude, and they're thinking, yeah, we got time on our side. And it's not like he has access to any water that we know of. Now, if he does have water, he might be rationing the hell out of that. But how long can a cup, a bottle, a gallon of water last for? If he had access to said thing, how long can that last for while you're out there in the sweltering heat like he is right now? Time's on law enforcement's side for sure. That's what I think. Melanie said, I know people will have people helping escaped on the outside to do a quote unquote job for them in return, and he has no issue. That's true. Sorry, I have too many troopers and military in my family. The stories I could share if escaped on the run would shock you. Yeah, I no, and I get it, okay, including the unaliving of judges and prosecutors. Yeah, I mean, he's already been convicted. But if he had to go out there for a job, yeah, that'd be crazy. But he has to get to that job, you feel me? And then he has to have the energy to do said job. Imagine him going there emaciated, hungry, basically starving and thirsting to death, and him trying to do said job with his own two hands. So it's interesting. But I keep wondering, is he armed? How armed is this mother lover? Is it just his two fists? Okay, if it's just 5 pounds of meat and bone, or does he have a knife? Does he have a gun? So on and so forth. Those are questions I feel we'll never know until he actually gets caught. But I think it's only time will tell. I feel like it's coming soon. You can only live off of a peach, an apple, and some snap peas for so long until you start losing your mind and get desperate and start slipping up. So I think he's going to do something. He's going to do something stupid. Okay? Raven said, I still say follow the stench. Yeah, you can follow the stench too. Like I said, this story is crazy. We're going to keep an eye on it, of course. There is some information I might share with you guys here in a little bit, but this is what we know so far. I mean, if there's any more developing news, for a fact, I'll jump onto it and let you guys know about that. But for now, that's the show. Again, kind of a nothing burger, but it still was informative. They are suited and booted, and they are not playing around. They are not messing around, cabrons. They are not messing around. So we'll see what happens later on tonight, and maybe overnight. You got to remember, they got night vision stuff. They got dudes that are very talented, very skilled at what they do. So it's only a matter of time that he gets caught. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Again, do me the solid. Hit that like button before you get going. That would really mean a lot. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Of course, hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook. And hit that follow button on my Facebook page as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. I got some more stories for you guys that I'm going to be doing in a little bit. So stay tuned. Make sure your notification bells are on so that you know when I upload these videos, because I am doing some updates on some other cases. So be sure to tune in on those, okay? But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate every single last one of y'all for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I got some pop-ups coming to you very soon. And if anything, if there's any developments on this, if he gets caught, whatever, we will be going live as soon as we know about the information, okay? Have a great one, guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.